Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, a lot of people are picking up the Godseeker right now with the 25 Void Shards. A lot of people might just already have Godseeker anyway. I want to show you two different ways that you could build her. One for the average player and then one for the end game player. So the average player here, I'm going to show you a clan boss team which absolutely starts to smack as you upscale gear. I'm going to try and show you like a lower level team, which you can then enhance with better champions in different spots to make this work even better. But ultimately, this is going to be an entry into Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss for you. And Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss is where you start getting the shinies. It's where you start getting your shards in, your books in, etc. And everybody should be trying to aim for that. Let's do this then. This is based on a 2-for-1 speed tune, which means that every time the clan boss hits us once, everyone in my team is going to hit the clan boss twice. Cool thing about that is you just get like more consistency on landing your abilities because you're just doing them more often. You also get to do things like land your debuffs more frequently. You get to heal more consistently in between turns. There's just loads of advantages of going on a 2-for-1 team. So let's call out the squad. Obviously, Godseeker is in the team. What I did for this was I built a second one. I've got a big boy one, which I'm going to show you for the second part of the video. But I built a second one just so that it was a bit more of a low-key build. Let me find her. Where is she? Where are you? Talk to me. There we go. Oh, yeah, I didn't send her fully. I was like, where the hell is she? Right, yeah, so we've got a Godseeker. Yeah, look, my gear's mainly 6-star. I don't just own like the scraps, but I have not equipped a banner for everybody. I've equipped crappy other accessories for everybody. I tried not to use like full whack gear. Yeah, that's what I've tried to do, just to try and be you. Sorry, it's the best I could do. But at least you will get, even if you can't match even what I'm doing here, at least you'll get a firm understanding of what you need to do. So Godseeker, let's just go through her kit quickly. Why is she so good? She's got an A1, which heals someone in your team. She's got an A2, which heals everybody in your team based on their max HP. Also, this is the main part for the first part of the video. She decreases the duration of buffs on enemies and increases the duration of buffs on you. A buff extender is one of the best ways to get into a 2-for-1 clan boss team. Yeah, she's one of them and she's one of the best. But there's others that could do her role as well, like Sandlashed, like, what's his name? He's got all the tattoos on him. You know the dude. Anchorite. And there's other cheaper ones as well. But you do want it to be, for this particular speed comp I'm showing you, you want it to be on a 3-turn cooldown. Which means I have had to book this second Godseeker. Honestly, I don't need books here for this team. I don't need books here for this team. But I had to book here, which means I ended up booking her tons. And she does love a book. So yeah, the A2 is the most important part of the skill. If someone dies early in your team, which they can do, this is not an unkillable team. This is a normal team. Then she can revive them and reset their skills. It probably is going to throw off your speed tune, but at least you keep going for a few more rounds. So you do want her to be tankier than most in your team for this benefit. And she also has got this instant kind of revive on death if someone was about to die. So before she even needs this, she's got a cool passive that will revive someone, which is really great. And she's improving the healing anyone in your team is doing as well due to this passive. So that's her kit. I've got her with full masteries here, War Master being the main one. And we've got her in Defiant gear for a couple of sets. Yeah, the main thing I wanted for her is 226 speed and defense and HP. Nothing else really matters in this build. She can hit reasonably okay. So if you've got scope for it, then you can build some crit in and that sort of thing. But the main thing is, with this style of team, stay alive. Get to the speed you need. She doesn't need accuracy or anything. I guess she needs accuracy to reduce the buff count of the enemy if you're going to use her for that particular part of the A2. I'm not. I'm using her to stay alive and to enhance my buffs. So that's Godseeker. Second one in my squad and my leader is going to be Hakatoon. She enables the speed tune as well. Everyone's going to have her. She's got a speed lead, which gives us 19% speed aura. And she gives us the speed buff and turn meter fill. Anyone else with this skill can do this, and she is definitely not the best. She's, in fact, not that great, because nothing else she does helps me in Clan Boss at all. I'm just trying to use an accessible champion. I've done other comps with Lydia doing her role. The speeds are slightly different, and that's all on deadwoodjedi.com, the 2-for-1 speed tune group. But High Tune is the kind of easy, accessible one. Again, I've got to the speed that I need, somewhere over 248. There's a bit of scope to go up, and I've made her reasonably tanky with a bit of crit. But the main thing was speed that I need, and then make her survive. And she has got, again, War Master as her main mastery. I put Steadfast on her originally because I was just going to make someone else the stun target, but I'm bringing someone in who's going to enable the stun to be removed. So Steadfast not as important for the team I'm showing you today. Steadfast, though, if you don't know, Clan Boss sees Steadfast as a buff. So if everything is the same across your team, Clan Boss will normally stun your leader. If one of the people, i.e. your leader, has got Steadfast and everything is the same, Clan Boss will say, I'm not going to hit the leader, I'm going to hit your person in position 2. So it's actually a really good tip if you're trying to avoid a stun on a particular champion. So yeah, High Tune is the fastest of the team. You then need, for this particular comp, to go long, an ally protection champion on a 3-turn cooldown. So I'm bringing in the Frog because he was just ready to go for me. But you could use someone like Skull Crusher. You could use someone like, what's her name? The Dwarf Girl. She protects your rear guard sergeant. And there's a few others. Again, you want the skill for ally protect to be on a 3-turn cooldown. Whoever you're using for this, 3-turn cooldown on the ally protection skill. Karagi's particularly good because he also gives you some shieldage. He also gives you poisons. And he's got decreased attack, which is another role that I needed to fill for the team. My damage is going to come in the form of the Banshee. Could be any poisoner. Could be any legendary that's got brimstone. Like, as long as they're not doing any turn meter shenanigans, they're going to be good. And the Banshee here is solid because we get a ton of poisons. Frozen Banshee's quality excels when she's in a 2-for-1 speed tune, because she's doing more A1s. The more A1s she does, the better she's going to do. Simple as that. And in fact, I've not done it in this build. Maybe I should have done. Maybe I should. The retaliation gear change is actually quality on someone like a Banshee where you're trying to A1 as often as you can. And maybe I'll see. I don't know. My stats are all good. But yeah, I would definitely say Frozen Banshee in retaliation gear. Like, even if you could do 6-piece retaliation gear, that would actually be quality on someone like the Banshee. But I needed her to be somewhere around 192 speed. I need the accuracy to land her poison, and I then need her to stay alive. Don't care about anything else. Accuracy, the right speed, and stay alive. That's pretty much the vibe for her. Okay, and then the last champion for this squad is going to be someone that keeps me affinity friendly. And someone who does that really well. She doesn't really do, again, she doesn't do a lot else, but that is Doom Priest. Now, if you want to be affinity friendly against everyone except Spirit, you can just bring any champion that's got a 3-turn cleanse. Yeah, so Bad L is a great example. Bad L does a 3-turn remove all debuffs. Withy does the same. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them that will do the same. You can check out hellhades.com and look at clear all debuffs. Yeah, look at a cleanse ability. But Doom Priest does it well because she'll also make a Spirit affinity friendly because of her passive. Every time she has a go, she cleanses. Yeah, she cleanses 1 debuff off. Makes her low-key OP for Clan Boss because of this skill. Just means that you don't have to worry about affinities. But she doesn't really bring anything else to the table. So it's not like all of a sudden the Clan Boss is transformed. It just means I don't need to worry about the affinity that I'm fighting. And then she's got War Master as well. That's her only form of damage. All I wanted was the right speed, 178, and then stay alive. Yeah, and in fact, she's got way more tanky stats than she needs and all that type of stuff. In fact, at her speed, I'm going to change her build because the other thing which I've not mentioned today, anyone that you could put in Guardian gear in this type of team is going to help your ally protector stay alive, but also the rest of your team stay alive. Especially if you've got someone like her who actually doesn't need to do anything else. She doesn't need accuracy. She doesn't need a lot of speed. So I literally just need to change her up so that she is going to protect the team. Let's see what pieces I'm trying to switch. I'm switching out the stalwart here. Just throwing on some random stuff. Ideally, you want like the gloves or the chests or whatever to be defense or HP based because you're trying to build people to stay alive. How are we getting on with speed? Speed's looking okay. I don't want speed boots. I want some sort of HP or defense boots. Can I get it close? Okay. Really, I would like a defense chest here. Let's see if I've got something equipped somewhere. Doing it on the fly. Defense. Lose too much speed. Okay, this might be better. Let's equip that. That gets me to 173. And again, so I'm going to go through this speed tune here. But what you can do, if you're not finding the right speeds for yourself, and I'll link this down below, you can just play around on Deadwood Jedi's calc with speed. So you see here, we just zoom in a touch. Deadwood Jedi speed count. At the minute, I'm at 178. And everything is working fine. You see the way everybody's got 2 movements for each time the clown boss does something. Once we get past turn 4, yeah? Everyone's got 2 things. So if I drop Doompriest's speed down to 173, we've still got 2 movements. Yeah, so it's still working fine. And that's the main thing. The other thing for Doompriest, you see she's at the top of the order. That means she's going to be the one who does the cleansing. Yeah, so if you've got someone that you want to try and like change around, let's say, I don't know, you want Taradi to be your slow person, you just need to see where they're gonna sit in the comp and see if that's going to change something dramatically. I would always advise throwing your numbers into this speed tune because sometimes it could literally just go down by 1 speed or 2 speed. See that? And it completely ruins the speed tune. So you want to try and make sure that you put your stats in. You can go into the speed number here and just say how many like speed gear items am I wearing. That changes the comp sometimes, so just bear that one in mind. Okay, so she looks good at 173 speed. Again, all I cared about other than the speed was staying alive, and the Guardian gear now is going to help protect everyone else in the team. So that's a nice little addition for this run. Let's do a setup then. Actually, a really important part for the setup. The cool thing about using someone like a Taradi or someone who guards your rear is you see the way ally protection works here. So ally protection's going on here early in a round. It's then being extended by Godseeker so that everybody has ally protection for AoE 1. That's insanely powerful. Taradi then reapplies ally protection here so that everyone has ally protection for AoE 2. That's insanely powerful. Here's where it gets sexy. When you get to the stun hit, basically Taradi won't have it. He never has it anyway. Godseeker does not have ally protect. Hiker Toon does not have ally protect, but Frozen Banshee and Doompriest both do. So I want one of these two to be my stun target. In fact, I'm going to use the Banshee. I could use either, actually. Doompriest is not a bad one, but I've built her with high health, and you don't want a high health stun target. So I'm going to go with Frozen Banshee as my stun target, which means, because I've got Steadfast on Hiker Toon, we're going to throw Banshee into position 2, and she should be the stun target. All being well, she will be my stun target. And I'll show you in a second in terms of stats why that's important. So do this, wrong one. Let's do this. Let's grab my Godseeker. Okay, and then if you see on my Frozen Banshee, I've got high defense and okay middling HP. The stun hit is a maximum HP hit. So your HP is basically how hard he's going to hit you, but defense does mitigate that damage. Whereas with Hiker Toon, I've got less defense, which means I would take more smacks with a stun hit. And the Doompriest, I've got high HP, which means every hit is just going to hit me harder. So whoever's got a good defense number and a lowish HP is good for a stun target. So all we need to do here, a couple of things for setup, and it's full auto, which is cool. So you see, I need to delay Haikatoon's A2 a turn. I need to delay Godseeker's A2 a turn. So we can just say, open with your A1, prioritize your A2, and don't use your A3. Godseeker, same thing. Open with your A1, prioritize your A2. Let's check the others here. Taragi, we want to prioritize the A3. So he uses A3 first, then his A2. So prioritize. Oh, no, in fact, we don't want to use the A2 at all. Let's just see if that makes a difference. Let's just turn that off. Shouldn't make a difference. Just checking. No, it's all good. So we don't want to use his A2 because his A2 is actually useless in Clan Boss. So Taragi, just going to say open with your A1. Don't use your A2. Prioritize your A3. Doom Priest doesn't really matter. She'll just do what she wants to do. Her A1 is going to put a crit rate buff on someone. Her A2 gives us increased attack. So I think we'll just leave her to play as she likes. And Frozen Banshee, she won't do it anyway, but just in case, tell her not to use her A2 and prioritize her A3. And then we should be good to go. Okay, Clan Boss reset is in. Any big shards? Any big shards? Call in big shards today. Let's go. Gold. No gold today. Okay, so weight goes down. But sometimes you get the good stuff. That's why we're doing this. So here it is. New team is built. Should be full auto from the start. That's the vibe. And, you know, bearing in mind the squad we've got here and the gear level, I'd say the gear level is mid. The gear level would be someone that's farming, you know, a decent level nowadays, but not crazy. And, you know, you kind of work your way through the gear. But ultimately, this is the entry into Clan Boss. Decrease attack is an ability you absolutely need for this style of team. Going on a 2-for-1 will give you more damage. You get more War Master hits, more poisons, etc. And you get better chance to land that decrease attack all the time. If I'm upgrading this, I want increased defense in my team. I want decreased defense and weaken in my team. So someone like Lydia instead of Haikatoon, I mean, the upgrades are insane. See, Frozen Banshee took the stun. Yeah, so my stun targeting is working. Ally protection is everywhere. The speed tune seems to be in sync. So what we're going to do now is let this bad boy run and see what sort of damage we get. And I'm hoping for at least a 4 key into Ultra Nightmare. That's the entry level. So 4 keys would be, what's that? Like 17.5 million damage over the course of this run. Let's see what we get. Did you see there? Decrease attack hadn't gone on from my Taragi, which basically has just wiped my team. So this is what I would class as really poor RNG. Okay, this is a poor RNG run, and I've hit like my minimum number. I've basically hit my minimum number. I'll run it through again and just see what the second run looks like. I can see that Taragi was getting low in some of the stun hits as well. So potentially Taragi becomes a nightmare. But even with a bad RNG run, with bad gear, with no decreased defense, no weaken, this is like the bare bones. In fact, probably if I was recommending this to you, I would just say, forget the Doom Priest, bring someone who brings drop defense and weaken, and just let Frozen Banshee tank the stun. Maybe we do that for the second run. Take Doom Priest out, drop defense and weaken comes in, and just let Frozen Banshee tank a stun and see what we do there. Right. Affinity has flipped because my clan kills stuff too quick. Literally like 10 minutes. I changed the build. Affinity flipped. But it gives me a good chance to show you, what happens if we've got a different clan boss affinity as well. So I'm subbing out Frozen Banshee for this one. We're throwing in the Brawler. And the Brawler is going in Guardian Gear. Same premise really as the Banshee. In fact, I've probably got too much HP here. Because he's now going to be our stun target. This is a bit high on HP. I guess we'll leave it. It is what it is. But I would prefer less HP. He has a very high base HP. I might try and tweak some gear in a second. But ultimately, Guardian Gear means that he's protecting other people now. So we've now got 2 people in Guardian Gear. He's going to be my poisoner instead of the Banshee. And then Doom Priest is coming out for Ain't a No Good, who is just bringing me decreased defense and weaken. So, where is she? Again, Guardian Gear. I just put Doom Priest gear on her. So she's at 181 speed. She's got enough accuracy to land her drop defense and weaken. And hopefully, we should be able to show you kind of an alternative shot at this fight. So, it's flipped into Magic Affinity. Where's my team gone? So we're going to get rid of the Banshee. In goes the Brawler. It's just a poisoner. Like, it doesn't matter who fills that role. Just someone who's an effective poisoner, effective damage dealer. Could be Fane, could be Aethar, could be I don't know, a bunch of others. Anyway, like good poisoners go in that spot. I just want to make sure he doesn't use his A2 because he can mess things up with that. I just want him to A1 poison all day long, passive poison all day long. That's all I care about. Aina, doesn't matter, do what you like. We should still be good to go. So obviously if it was Spirit Affinity, it would fail here. Doom Priest would kind of be more required. But against any other affinity, we're just still going to be tanking the stun with our stun target. So you see this running through. And we should, providing it's all in sync, which it should be, we should find that the stun target still goes into our position number 2 because he doesn't have Steadfast. And hoping that Taragi lands some decreased attacks here so that we don't get absolutely smacked into the ground. But we do. Brawlers can be a problem because he does put out a lot of poison. Like, he puts out a lot. Even when he's stunned, he can't go again, but he can still put out poison. So, decreased attack is on. Brawler is poisoning like a beast. And our damage per turn should go massively up. But we've still got the risk of the Taragi here not landing its decreased attack effectively enough. That's the only risk, really, of this team. But anyway, I'll let it run through, see what sort of damage we get out the other end of this one. Interestingly, we've got to the same sort of position. The decreased attack's not on. 18.5 mil. It's more damage because we've just done more damage over time. But, and again, like, comfortable 4 key with a bit of a shambles team. So, you know, it's enough. It's enough. 19 mil, we're not far off kind of like pushing up to that 3 key territory if we had a more consistent decrease attack. So this is one of the places where Godseeker is doing work. The healing there means we've got no other healing in that team. Yeah, no other healing in that team. Godseeker's doing it all for us. It's absolutely insane. You do need the Ally Protector in there as well. So this is one way that I would say Godseeker is OP. She can be in dungeon comps as just like your healer carry. Yeah, getting people alive, getting you through stuff. Faction War, she'll get you to 3 stars easy because of her revive and her passive. But the other area where she's godlike is Sand Devil, especially when you get to the higher levels. So I use my big one, my big Godseeker in regen set with Immortal Gear, high health, good defense, 270 speed's important here. They're the stats that you care about. Now, some people are saying you need to not book a steal. Mine was already booked, so this is how I run mine. I think you can run I think Saf's done a video where you can run with food as well. If one of these skills is not booked out fully, it might be this one. I think it might be the A2. But I'll check Saf's channel for that. But ultimately, mine has got every mastery is around survivability. Everything in a kit is about survivability. It's about regenerating health and being at the right speed. And then I run her alongside Ninja, but Ninja can be any good damage dealer because Godseeker's passive a revive to reset your skills means that you're basically popping up and doing your main skill again. So my Ninja here is in the mix for this one. 224 speed's the speed I'm running. 560 accuracy is important here. And then survivability. Yeah, and he has got accuracy here. It's just all about landing his A2 for me. I know not everyone's going to have Ninja, but Walking Tomb Drain does it. I haven't seen yet if anyone's done it, but Artak, once he's speed tuned for this, should be able to do it. I haven't seen the speed tune. But ultimately, someone who's going to pop back up from death and do damage. Slow, you could do it slow with anybody. But in terms of doing it quite quick, activators are the way to do it. I guess Chronum is the other one who I've seen it done quite a lot with. But this team here, 100% run. It's normally somewhere close to a couple of minutes. The RNG of it really is the time. Like, how many times does Ninja get his activation away? Does he get any of the kind of 3% resists, that type of thing? But this is where Godseeker is used the most endgame. And she's used plenty endgame, but this is where you'll see her. See that? The one shot. She revives herself with her passive, and then she revives her friend with her ability. Yeah, so the reviving the friend with the ability is the important thing because she's resetting their skills. So whoever it is going to come in and nail the boss whilst he's sleeping with the main skill. So you see here, revive herself, revive a friend, use the skill. So I guess if that was even if it was someone like an Armiger, if you could get him to the right stats, I guess he could just come in with the enemy max HP hit. But I don't think it wouldn't be anywhere near as quick as this type of stuff. We can see here, we're kind of like half health in it around a minute. Unfortunately, even things like Brimstone here are not activating because he just cleanses it off. So it is down to, someone that, like, the activation of Ninja's skill is where the damage is coming from with this, rather than the skill itself. It's the activation of burns. Bam, bam, bam. I've got to resist there. And I think some people maybe have got a better build than me, or they're doing it in a better style. Because I've seen it done for like a 1:30. But for me, it's a bit like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And this one's not broken for me. It just runs all day long. When I decide to do high-level farming, I farm stage 24 here. And I just let it run for a couple of hours and get myself a couple of pots of the juicy goo to try and improve gear. But this is definitely like the end game place to use your Godseeker. So that's it, guys. 2 different ways for completely different stages of the game. But Godseeker and Neri, if you picked her up over the weekend, damn, what a champion. Up in Hell Hades. I'll see you later.